How's everyone doing today? I'm the Suited Whiskey Snob, here for another whiskey review. Today I have something I'm pretty excited about. The reason I'm excited about this is because it's a Scotch that's from the Islay region in Scotland. And the Islay region in Scotland is famous for their peated barley in the whiskey. What that means is that it's going to have a very distinctive smoke taste to it. And it's not just the Islay region that has that, but they do have the biggest selection of peat, which from what I know is essentially soil that once it dries up can be used as ignition for a fire, and they use that to dry out the barley, which gives it the smoke flavor once you have it in the whiskey. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to Ardbeg 10. Now this is a really cool one because Ardbeg 10 is very relative. Everything they do is relative to the whiskey inside the bottle. And what I mean by that is the very musky, very manly, gritty kind of whiskey, very earthy. And it's relative in every way, shape, and form. It's got a very green, dark green bottle. The name is Ardbeg. It's very upfront and distinctive, and no messing around. And even the way they spell it out on the bottle, big, bold, white letters, make sure that you can see it. And it's just everything on the outside is relative to what's on the inside of the bottle. And that's something I really like about Ardbeg. Without further ado, let's pour some of this guy out and start doing some tasting. Alright. One of the things that I haven't actually heard from a lot of people while doing the Ardbeg review is that it's a very light-bodied whiskey. It's almost like water, you know? It's extremely light-bodied. And on the nose, it's fairly pleasant as well. It's light and it dances on the nose. It does not feel like it's about to kick your ass at all. Actually, you know what? This time it definitely has a punch on the nose as well. You get that smoke up front, and it's a very harsh and natural smoke. It doesn't seem like they kind of balanced out the smoke. They just peated the hell out of the barley on this. And yeah, I mean, one of the things that I've come across very often in looking at Ardbeg reviews is that people say it has a much more distinctive earth smell than any of the other Islay whiskies. And that's something that I am definitely coming across here. It has an earth mossy kind of notes on the nose. It's extremely different than the other ones. I mean, I definitely see what people are saying when they make that comment. Yeah, once again, when people say it's a very upfront and mossy and musky whiskey, that is a damn fine way to explain it. It is, especially with the way the world's going, this might not seem too good to say, but it's a man's whiskey. At the end of the day, this is grimy. This tastes like you just finished cutting down some trees and you're now sitting down to relax, and this is what you pull out. When I'm drinking this, all I can think of is a 250-pound brute with a big beard, and it's an old school man's drink is what I feel. I don't know, it's very in your face. Everything is up front, and there's not a whole lot of complexity on it, other than the earth and moss and peat and barley. There's not a whole lot else you can find. I'm getting, it seems like pear on it, which is interesting to say the least. Definitely getting pear. See if I can find anything else on the nose. Almost like a hazelnut. I'm actually getting a little bit of a hazelnut on the nose now. Definitely, 100% hazelnut, yep. You know, my favorite Scotch, like I said in the beginning of this video, my favorite Scotch is Islay Scotch. So I've really adventured into all the different distilleries in the Islay region. Right now I'm looking at about 5 or 6 different distilleries out of the 8 distilleries in the region of Islay, or that region in Scotland, the Islay. I have Bowmore over there, I have Lagavulin, I have Lefroy, I have, what else do I have? Collela. So I've really endeavored into all the different distilleries, and I've been able to find distinctive differences between each one. With the Collela, you really notice the sea salt. With the Ardbeg, you really get the earth notes, and just a natural tasting whiskey. This is not something that I would ever recommend you introduce your friends into the whiskey world with. However, if your friend has some experience, maybe they bought in a couple bottles of whiskey, then they want to take a step up in their whiskey game. They want to get Scotch, and they want something smoky. If they can handle their other whiskey, I might say introduce them to Ardbeg, because this is either going to scare them away for good, or it's going to make them fall in love forever. And that's something that I think Ardbeg can run home with. They're natural, they're musky, they're manly, they're an Islay Scotch with that distinctive, famous smoke. And that's a damn fine whiskey in my opinion. Well, that's everything from me, guys. So I hope you enjoyed my whiskey review on the Ardbeg 10. Definitely give it a thumbs up. So if you enjoyed my video, please hit that subscribe button. Give me a like, and comment if you have any suggestions on what you want me to do any reviews on, anything like that. Throw it down in the comments. Other than that, I will see you guys for my next whiskey review. Have a good night.